And hello everybody for the second day in a row, and I have some updates. I tend to be a channel of updates instead of doing yesterday's video with this video. I just prefer to do little updates. It keeps it manageable for myself, and I'm delighted to report that I have found another problem. Unfortunately, after yesterday's instance, obviously I've had to order a new expansion tank cap. Now, I'm sure most of you are aware of the phrase, which came first, the chicken or the egg? And I am very much thinking about which came first, which problem came first. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that tank cap is suspect, very suspect. The way the car behaved yesterday was very much of a gigantic airlock working its way around the car. And there really are only two reasons why that would happen. Dodgy expansion tank cap, not sealing properly. Again, it's still not sealing correctly. I'm not happy with it, but I'm going to talk about this in a second because there has been a slight, well, positive and then a negative. And then the other one is a head gasket. But there is a third way of getting air into a cooling system, and that is a general leak. If you have a hose that's leaking, you will get air in the system. And that's what led me to doing several tests this evening. So I've come straight home from work, filled the system back up with antifreeze to get the bottle high, about 2 litres. So that was the amount of coolant that we had lost, which is, sizable amount, but nevertheless, some of the coolant had been going somewhere else rather recently. Now, the one thing I didn't mention yesterday is over the last week, a couple of times where I've opened the bonnet, just on a casual check, I always do, I noticed particularly that the coolant level had maybe fractionally dropped. You know where you look at a bottle, whether it's your power steering, your coolant, your brake fluid, and you think, I could have sworn it was a bit higher. And obviously we had an issue with the brake fluid where it was going down so minutely. Well, what is going on? It doesn't evaporate. The brake fluid doesn't evaporate. There was a brake fluid leak. Well, we have an official coolant leak, and it is nothing to do with the tank cap. However, I do believe that that cap is not, it's not a quality item, and I've got another one on the way, so that will be one less thing to think about. However, the antifreeze that I've put in the car is going to have to come back out again. Because after running the car, I did a pressure test as usual, just to double check yesterday, the car being stone cold. It held pressure when it was cold. It's when it gets a bit warm, that's the issue. So I ran the car for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I can honestly say I'm there scratching my head thinking, what's the problem? There was no overflowing of the tank. The coolant level was responding nicely. The thermostat opened and the coolant level dropped in the tank, and then it went back up again as the coolant expanded a little bit, but not too much. And I'm thinking, what's wrong with my car? I bled a little bit of air out of the bleed nipple on the metal coolant rail, and then the penny dropped. Well, I think I've found the cause of the problem. Oh boy, the blooming pipe's rusted out. This metal pipe has completely given up. Oh, God. Yeah, that is the problem. That started leaking when the car had really got to a good temperature. Slap bang in the middle. The fan never kicked in. It holds its temperature. It's a good engine. It's a good head gasket. And now I'm thinking, is the cap responsible for the problem we had yesterday? Or was it that pipe? That metal coolant pipe has been known to rust out on other people's cars. It is no surprise to me. So absolutely, it's going to have to be changed. I'm not going to take the inlet manifold off because that's going to have to disturb so many things. So the whole pipe will be taken out in a rather ambidextrous way, and no doubt my back is going to feel the the strain of that one. So another bit of content for you, Rover guys, and it has to be done. It's a functional car. It's going to get done like that. Simple as that. And I throw money at the Rover just as much as any other of my cars. So I'm going to leave this here. But which came first? I don't know. I can only assume that that pipe may have been giving up maybe in the last week, hence why the coolant level was dropping. It's just slowly dripping when it's really hot. I suspect when that engine is cold, it doesn't even leak at all. So we have a minute rusty hole or weakness that is leaking fluid out very slowly. Anyway, I'll see you in another episode. But if you've got any thoughts as to what the problem really, well, what the issue was yesterday caused by, whether was it the tank cap or was it this pipe? All that I can say is both parts are going to be replaced for peace of mind, and that's what I want. Anyway, you take care, guys. I shall see you in yet another quite expensive episode. Take care.